Well, hello and welcome to the Suez Stadium. We find ourselves at the southern terminus of the Suez Canal on a very warm evening. It's around 38 degrees Celsius leading up to kick-off in what is the third of four quarter-finals of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations at Suez Stadium, hosting just this one. It is Côte d'Ivoire against Algeria. And it certainly pits two sides that fancy their chances of advancing in this competition. Côte d'Ivoire are a side that are blessed with raw talent, but they've yet to fire on all cylinders, to be fair, at this tournament so far. But they do find themselves then just the one win away from a place in the last four of the competition. It'll be for the third time in 5 editions if they can make it as far as the semi-finals. But they face an Algerian side that have been nothing short of superb. They've won all 4 of their group stage, all 3 of their group stage matches, and indeed their last 16 match to make it 4 wins from 4, scoring 9 and conceding 0. This is a side that is playing quality football, and the fans have come out in numbers, and they've made their way across North Africa, including an additional 1,150 to come and potentially witness this victory. This is the change room of the team that has been drawn as the home side today. Côte d'Ivoire, les Éléphants, find themselves taking on an Algerian side. They'll be playing in their traditional orange today, will Côte d'Ivoire. They've also worn their white strip at this tournament with the orange trim. Pepe not starting today, but he will find himself on the bench and potentially coming on. Saint-Gervais, while he sits in the kit, is still injured and unavailable for today's tie. An opportunity to see the likes of Ibrahim Kamara finding his way to the change room. The man who leads this side now has come all the way through the youth ranks. It's Jonathan Kodji among those who's expected to find some goals. He found the winner against South Africa, the Aston Villa man. But an opportunity then to see an Algerian lineup playing in their green kit. They too have played in their white kit at this tournament, in their preferred green kit here. Unas Slimani, they're both on the bench today, but should be hoping to find some goals for the side. Riyad Mahrez has been one of the stars of the show, and a man who has never scored more than 2 goals in a calendar year. He's already scored twice at this tournament. Will he find himself scoring a goal here and setting new standards? Jamal Belmadi is the man in charge of this Algerian side. The Desert Foxes, they've dropped down to 68th in the world rankings, and they are led by some superb talent. Riyad Mahrez is perhaps chief among those, the Manchester City man, French-born, but a man who finds himself very much the talismanic performer for a side that is blessed with talent themselves, the likes of Guediora, Figuli among them. Franck Kessié is one of the danger men, undoubtedly. Côte d'Ivoire have only managed a handful of goals in this tournament, but setting up 3 of them have been Franck Kessié, while Wilfried Zaha, the Crystal Palace man, who's just had his club turn down a £40 million offer for him from Arsenal, around $50 million. Well, he scored in both Côte d'Ivoire's last 2 matches, the 4-1 win over Namibia, and indeed scored the winner against Mali. How will he perform today? Riyad Mahrez, though, the star man of the Desert Foxes, a man who's already found 2 goals in this tournament already, and will be looking to add further to his tally here after that incredibly deft touch to help set up the second goal against Guinea in a 3-0 win. While Adlin Guediora, the experienced and very, very difficult to get past midfielder, the man who is the son of an Algerian great in Nasser Guediora, playing for his country yet again. There is much respect between these sides. This is not an unfamiliar fixture, of course, of the Africa Cup of Nations. 2 giants of African football in their own right, but only 3-time champions between them. So how things stand, Senegal and Nigeria, already 2 sides that have advanced to the semi-finals. Madagascar and Tunisia, the last of the semi-finals to be played, they'll meet Senegal. But Nigeria awaits the winner of this tie. Will it be Côte d'Ivoire? Will it be Algeria? We will find out in 90 minutes potentially, 120 minutes perhaps, or maybe even penalties to decide. This is knockout football, and you only get one chance. You either win or you're out. Algeria and Côte d'Ivoire going head-to-head. It's the battle of 2 African giants who are perennial underachievers, it's fair to say, at this tournament. And who will come out on top in this tie and go into the last 4? A place in the semi-final beckons for one of these sides. Côte d'Ivoire, they've only lost 1 match at this tournament. 3 wins and 1 loss. That loss, though, came to a North African side in the group stages. They lost to Morocco. Côte d'Ivoire scored against the run of play against a really dominant Mali team, while Algeria come into this tie off the back of that incredible run. It saw them culminate in a round of 16 victory over Guinea by 3-0. Very convincing display in the round of 16 of all the 8 matches that were played. But a 24th international meeting between these sides, and not unfamiliar to see them colliding at this tournament. This is the 8th meeting at the Africa Cup of Nations. The Algerian fans, though, have come out in numbers. An additional 1,150, we are told, have crossed North African borders to make their way to Egypt to come and witness what they hope to be an historic victory over Côte d'Ivoire. These two sides have mixed history with one another and relatively level pegging over the years, with 7 matches drawn, but each having won 8. The previous 7 Africa Cup of Nations meetings, there have been some rather intriguing results, and I'll tell you what, it is not uncommon to see one of these sides scoring 3 goals in this fixture. So can Côte d'Ivoire take that additional step to edging towards yet another Africa Cup of Nations final, and indeed a 3rd Africa Cup of Nations title, or can this underperforming Algerian side manage to continue that 100% winning record of theirs at this tournament and advance potentially through a semi-final that might very well see them advance to a final for only the 3rd time in their history. They have only won the championship once, and that was back in 1990. How they would love to change that. These two sides won in consecutive editions, incidentally, with Algeria winning in 1990 and then Côte d'Ivoire winning in 1992. So just about set to get underway at Suez Stadium, where we patiently await the arrival of the respective teams. Well, the Ivorian fans who've been here for a number of weeks already, been enjoying their time in Egypt, find themselves dancing, cheering, chanting on the far side of Suez Stadium in the sunshine and enjoying every moment of what has been some particularly hot football at Algeria. The fans largely gathered in the shaded areas of Suez Stadium, so almost directly opposite to where the Ivorian fans have made a home for themselves in the stands. It's the benches of both sides, the likes of Yassi Brahimi, Sam Slimani, Adam Ounas, of course, as well, who's managed to find 3 goals in this tournament already. Well, the bench of Côte d'Ivoire that almost certainly will see Maxwell Cornet getting an opportunity to play, but including Nicolas Pepe sits on the bench today. Seretier will continue with the captain's armband in the absence of the injured Serge Aurier, a man who finds himself having injured his leg and then trying to encourage his teammates and make a point in the change room at half-time in their match against Mali, in which they were completely dominated in the opening half. He slammed a desk and needed to have his hand splintered, so he is injured on both top and bottom of his body. His limbs are taking a little bit of strain at this tournament, it seems, Serge Aurier. But how will these sides line up against one another today? I'll show you in just a moment, and indeed into the action at hand. As Côte d'Ivoire find themselves lining up, they're waiting for the Algerian players to make their way to the entrance of the tunnel, the mouth of the tunnel, where they'll be led out by the general coordinator and the match officials. Here come the Algerian side, Adlen Guediora among those being inspected briefly. The very dangerous Youssouf Bilaili, also based in North Africa at the moment, with Tunisian side Esperance. And some controversy surrounding the 2018-2019 CAF Champions League final that may very well be replayed, the second leg at least, after a contentious decision that was taken over a VAR incident. But we are into the quarter-final stage, and indeed VAR is set to be used in this fixture, and from here on onwards, having already been used to decide a goal in the quarter-final stages of this tournament, with South Africa having the benefit of the doubt and removing all doubt effectively. Bongani Zungu's goal was considered legal against Nigeria in what was eventually a 2-1 loss for South Africa in their quarter-final tie. Fonkesi having a smile and a laugh for those around him. In front of him is the very tall but very young, talented Ibrahim Sangara, who's been eyed by some top-tier clubs, and among them Barcelona. A couple of German clubs that are interested in his services as well. Wonders if he'll be staying in France for too much longer. No solid news as yet. So with the CAF anthem sounding, the flag of the Confederation of African Football, and indeed Celebrate Africa, flags make their way out of this tunnel and onto the Suez Stadium pitch. Today's man in the middle from Ethiopia, Bamlak Tesema. This referee's player escort picks the ball off the pedestal under the arch that the players emerge from and on towards the pitch. Some dangerous players from both teams, and who will prove most effective for their sides today. flags are undoubtedly colourful. The green and white of Algeria and the orange of Cote d'Ivoire dominating opposing sides of the venue here at the Suez Stadium as the Total Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 finals tournament continues. So with the sides out on the pitch, we'll pause now for the national anthems of the respective countries. We'll start off with the team that plays as the home team today, and that is the orange-clad Cote d'Ivoire. And now for the national anthem of Algeria. Rapturous applause all around Suez Stadium as the rousing rendition of Kassaman, the national anthem of Algeria, is sung. There's much expectation on the shoulders of the 11 starters and indeed those in the matchday squad as they hope to help their cause and see their side advance beyond the Cote d'Ivoire side that sent out their rendition of La Bijanaise a moment ago. This is how Cote d'Ivoire line up then. Two changes from the side that started in their narrow 1-0 win over Mali in the round of 16. Only Bagayoko Mamadou, the right back, finds himself a card today and potential suspension if he should get another caution today. It said the back five remain the same in terms of all the starting matches so far. There is a change with Max Gradel coming back into the starting lineup today. Ibrahim Sangare also makes his way in for Bamin for this Ivorian lineup. So only the two changes then from that side that started in the round of 16 tie. But Max Gradel back into the starting lineup at the expense of Nicolas Pepe. 53-year-old man in charge of this Ivorian side. Ibrahim Kamara served his time as assistant coach. He's done his duty with the youth teams of Cote d'Ivoire and looking to use his opportunity and potentially take his side to the final and potentially another title at the Africa Cup of Nations. How he would love to see his side claim a victory here. Franck Kessie among those to look out for today, the 22-year-old AC Milan man. Confirming the match officials then, Bamlak Tessema of Ethiopia is the man in the middle. That's Victor Gomsh alongside him. The fourth official, Walid Ali of Sudan, is the first assistant, while Olivier Krabeni Safari of Democratic Republic of Congo is today's second assistant referee. So Seredia The man who's taken over the captain's armband from the injured Serge Aurier, and Riyad Mahrez of Manchester City are the two players who captain their respective teams today. And let's confirm for you as well, the VAR referees, Martinez of Netherlands, sitting alongside Zakele Siwela, assistant referee from South Africa, and Bakari Gassama of Gambia, today's VAR official, as Algeria find themselves unchanged from the side that started in their 3-0 win over Guinea 4 days ago. Borley stays in goal, the only player who's played every minute of this campaign so far. And their back four looks superb. Atal Ben Larmi, Mandi and Ben Sebaini. In front there you've got Belaili and Bunja, while you've got Mahrez, Feghouli, Benasser and Guediora all playing. The likes of Brahimi, Slimani, Unas can't even make the starting lineup of this side. Jamel Belmadi's side though looks really good on paper. Can they put it together once again? So the match is just about set to get underway. A couple of players to look out for from both sides we've showed you in moments gone by. The likes of Kessie and Guediora in midfield should be an intense battle. They're both very difficult men to get past, and Kessie has been superb in setting up assists for his side. Patiently waiting for the signal from the general coordinator, which comes now. And indeed, Bamlak Desema of Ethiopia gets us underway. It is Côte d'Ivoire who turn out in the orange, taking on an Algerian side who turn out in their traditional green. So both these sides search for one of two remaining places in the semi-finals. Only one can be victorious today, as Bunja is called almost immediately for a foul on the far side, and it's being spoken to here by the referee out of screen. He's just having a little word with Baghdad Bunja, the assistant referee on the far side. Olivier Kawar Safari made the call. Referee quickly over to have a chat with Bunja. Just a fair warning, 20 seconds in. Often you see players picking up cautions, although on the very odd occasion you will see something like that in the early stages. But Algeria looking to settle into their game. They are a side that have been unbreached in this tournament. They've scored 9, they've conceded none. They're the only team remaining that has a 100% record at this Africa Cup of Nations. But it is the battle of two African giants here, who, to be fair, are perennial underachievers on this continental stage. But an opportunity awaits for a last four place for one of these sides, Côte d'Ivoire or Algeria. Côte d'Ivoire having lost only one match. It was to a North African side in Morocco. Côte d'Ivoire also put in the less spectacular display in the round of 16. They only snuck past Mali, who dominated them in virtually every aspect of play. Zaha scored against the run of play. But Algeria looked absolutely rampant and thoroughly convincing in their 3-0 win over Guinea. Youssouf Attal and that far side flank, lovely interplay between the men down the right for this Algerian side, but Kessie immediately into possession for Côte d'Ivoire, being dispossessed by Attal, who goes down under a challenge. And inside the opening 2 minutes we've got a set piece well inside Ivorian territory, maybe a little far out for Algeria to have a distinct go at the War goal. Kessie putting in his big hard challenges in the early stages and catching the foot of Youssouf Attal. Dangerous right back who's no stranger to scoring. In fact, scored a Liga hat-trick this campaign. So Ibrahim Kamara on the bench for Côte d'Ivoire up against Jamel Belmadi of Algeria. Okay. Two coaches who are coaching their nations. Belmadi captained Algeria at the 2004 Africa Cup of Nations, although French-born like many of his players. Of Algerian descent and proudly Algerian. A man who played all over France and indeed parts of Spain. And Sylvain Boua, there's no concern in trying to claim the early ball played over the top. A slight breeze into the faces of the Algerian players for this opening half. And Boua sent a long ball downfield. Ibrahim Sangare immediately onto this to get players around him involved. Fadel possession comfortably cleared by Algeria. Here's Dia Traoré now looking for that long ball up towards the tall and stealthy Jonathan Kodja. if not entirely technically proficient. The hard man, Charbel ZINSOU, 29-year-old, now playing in Saudi Arabia, but a man who has an incredible ability to get away with quite a bit, shall we say. Disguises some jersey tugging and tactics. He is undoubtedly a quality defender in his own right. But this is an exciting tie. This is one of those Africa Cup of Nations matches that always dishes up some thoroughly entertaining fixtures. Recall ahead of the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations meeting between these sides, and Rustenburg in South Africa, the players lining up all wanted photos with a certain Didier Drogba, who was still playing for Cote d'Ivoire at the time. Went on to actually bring Cote d'Ivoire back into the game after Algeria had gone 2-0 up. Feghouli is in this lineup today, scored in that tie, and then I think it was Soudani managed to find a goal for Algeria. Hilal Soudani scored in 2015 against Cote d'Ivoire as well, but it was a consolation goal. Boni scored twice, and Gervinho a late goal. Cote d'Ivoire won 3-0 on their way to the 2015 title. At the quarter-final stage. There's Gradel wide. A real chance here, and Boni nearly beaten for the first time in the game. Might have got something on this. That's eventually been knocked over the line by Jonathan Kodjia. He looked a little casual on that, but he was gifted time. Got in a decent shot. Mboli, I think, got something on this. But a glorious effort from Gradel early on. Indeed, Mboli, covering his goal so spectacularly well, gets fingertips on it and denies Gradel a second in this tournament. Oh, so close. Guediora. Mendy looking for a way through. Zaha can't get the run in. Bin Laden coming across and helping his left back, Ben Spaini. Bagayoko calling for the long throw. He's got some tall men to try to pick out, the likes of Kodjia and Zaha, if he can find them. Sondare, if he would get forward. Still does pick out Kodjia, but he can't get beyond Bin Laden. Acrobatic in finding the clearance. Now up towards Bounedjah, who's a tireless runner. His work rate is unquestionable. Here's Feghouli, runs onto it now. Algeria with a rare chance to have a go at the Ivorian goal in the opening stages of this tie. Now patient in their build-ups, Algeria. Soufiane Feghouli, Galatasaray man now. Helped this side romp to the League and Cup double in Turkish top flight. Bounedjah, who's been rampant in goal-scoring form for his club side in Saudi Arabia this past campaign. Atal getting involved, going on the overlap. And this time dispossessed by Koulibaly, helping his side. Immediately flow forward here. Zaha will receive. As Kodjia laid one into his path. Now Zaha breaking inside that 18-yard area. Tight angle here, tries for the cutback. Again missed out on a chance to put it beyond Mboli. At the moment, Cote d'Ivoire are carving gaps into the Algerian defence, but they're failing to prove clinical in front of goal. Another opportunity's gone a-begging here for Cote d'Ivoire. Gradel had the early chance, tipped onto the woodwork by Mboli. Came off the woodwork, back into the path of Kodjia. Got enough on it to see it over the goal line, but to redirect it goal bound. And then, of course, a moment ago, Kodjia maybe gifted an opportunity by his compatriot Zaha with a cutback. And Kodjia swings a boot at it, finds nothing. Alarming. Disappointing. Ultimately, no goal, no strike, and no score is yet. But Cote d'Ivoire finding gaps in an Algerian defence that is yet to be breached in this tournament. Atal. Man can score. hat-trick against Guingamp in the top French division this past campaign. And he plays right back. He's joint leading goal scorer for his club, Nice, as well. Benlarmi. Send that ball a little too long, and just a little too long for Mahrez to comfortably keep in place. So it'll be a throw into Côte d'Ivoire on the far side. Back towards the tall Wilfried Canon, one of 7 players who remain from the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations winning team. Bagayoko down the line. Mainly getting a touch on it, steering that ball away, but Côte d'Ivoire back in possession. Kessie through the centre. Benlarmi up off his feet and will get the call in his favour. Mboli, so nearly beaten a short while ago, but look at the fingertip save from Mboli. Covers his goal so well. Was headed in. Brilliant from Max Gradel, who returns to the starting lineup today. Scored the opener against a very plucky Namibian side who looked like they might have taken the lead and even gone 2-0 up against Côte d'Ivoire in their group stage match. Here's Belaïli showing some trickery. Dancing, but not quite into that 18-yard area, but putting pressure on the Ivorian defence now. Mahrez looking to get involved. Wearing the captain's armband, a little bit of space opening up here, and that's poor from Mahrez. Benasser was in space and waiting in the pocket for a delivery to come his way. Guediora wins this back as Kodja can't claim control of the ball in possession. And with 10 minutes down, goalless it remains. Mahrez. And Mahrez, 28. You can point to just about anything from the career of Riyad Mahrez. Well, the African Cup of Nations title with Algeria has done so well. Took a host of titles, including being part of that incredible Leicester City Premier League winning team a handful of seasons ago now under Claudio Ranieri. That'll be a free kick to Côte d'Ivoire. Yusuf Belaïli. Instructions from the former PSG and Marseille man, Charbel Benlarmi. He's only 43 years old. He's one of the younger coaches in the Africa Cup of Nations. He's captained his country before coaching his country. He's been handed a 4-year contract by Algeria to take them beyond this stage. He seems to be inspiring something. Speaking of inspiration, Kessie with an inspirational-looking run on that far side flank, but unable to pick out either Zaha or Kodja in waiting positions. He can create some assists, can Kessie. 6 goals in the tournament so far for Côte d'Ivoire. He has created 3 of them. His ball-winning ability in the middle of the park has been nothing short of excellent. Here's the Milan man, being asked to chase here, and that's just a little too far for Ismail Ben Nasser. Be back to Bowo, who sends it up. Zaha with an attempted flick on for Kodja that's nowhere near the tall striker, but that ball put out of play, and Algeria will have the throw-in on the near side. 24th international meeting between these sides. Côte d'Ivoire 1-8, Algeria 1-8. The remaining 7 have been drawn, but so entertaining their matches at the Africa Cup of Nations in years gone by. In 2010 in the quarterfinals in Cabinda, it was Algeria who came out on top on that occasion. And that was one of the most incredible matches in the sense that the goals were clustered together late on in the game. Keita scored 89th minute, I think it was, and Majid Bouguera then scored in added time to make it 2-2. Bouanta then netted in extra time, and Algeria in Cabinda marched on. Beyond the semi-finals. Chance here though, Guediora. But a real chance to go on and continue to the semi-final stage. Chip through, Algeria looking better here. Mahrez running onto this, great space for himself and then fires wide. Brilliant from the Algerian captain, showing his class and ability again. A little run, creates space for himself almost effortlessly, takes the defender out of the equation but then fails to hit the target. Both these sides guilty now of missing the target when they've had the chance to fire on goal. Quality in the build-up to this attempt from Riyad Mahrez, who has patches of glorious genius and then times when he misses some fairly simple manoeuvre or execution. Throw it taken very quickly here by Benzaveni. Faguli. It's not to go the way of Gidiora, instead goes the way of Mahrez, who's dispossessed here by Gradel. Great run from Gradel, he's got support in the form of Kodja. Zaha waiting at the back post, Zaghari there as well, decided to go himself, and Boli just plucks it down without much effort. And 15 minutes have come and gone, and already we're seeing the signs that this is going to be a rather entertaining end-to-end match. Into a danger area here, Bunja off the chest, battling hard, but this time the call will come in favour of the Ivorian defenders. Traore and Kano have such a great understanding between them at the moment. And bar 3 minutes, in fact the final 3 minutes of the 1-0 win over South Africa, when Suleiman Doumbia was given an opportunity to play for Wonlo Koulibaly in that left-back position. The back five have been exactly the same throughout this tournament from Cote d'Ivoire. That is going to be a free kick. Youssef Attal guilty. And a warning from referee Tassema saying, be careful. Clearly clipping Gradel as he tried to go beyond him, just gliding his way beyond the Algerian defence. Not for the first time in the game. This a moment ago. Mahrez with a setup goes inside, outside, and takes that ball beyond the opponent, Bagayoko. Fired the ball wide. Just pulled his effort side, he did, Mahrez. Side that's not really been tested in this tournament so far, Algeria. Up against an Ivorian side that's yet to hit top gear. Trying to come together for the Elephants today. Gradel over this, the Toulouse captain. Delivery in, danger area, Kessie was there, but not on the end of it. Zaha. Benzaveni. Here's Sangare, uses his tall frame to put into so many successful challenges playing in his league. Great chance here, lovely square ball and nearly turned home. Kano pounds the ground in frustration after that ball in from Bagayoko, unable to turn it around successfully. And again Cote d'Ivoire missed the chance to find the opener and breach the Algerian defence for the first time in this tournament. Bagayoko runs through two, gets the square ball in, and Kano is there using his tall frame and sweeps that ball wide. Goal kick it is for Kano. Dutch-based defender, a man who's been linked with moves to various leagues, including most recently France. But, recent move to France fell through after his medical proved inconclusive. Approaching the 20-minute mark at this tie, and Kodja rocks his head back in frustration, feeling that Mondi had an arm around him, but to be fair, Kodja had his arm around Mondi first. So chances coming for both these teams in the opening stages of which is proving to be a rather entertaining quarter-final tie. Guediora wanted to combine in the middle of the park with Zraini down the left side flank. Campbell is a central defender. He's tall and elegant. There's a grace about his game. Playing as a left back in this tournament. In fact, does keep Suleiman Doumbia, the Ivorian, who sits on the bench, being kept out of the starting lineup in the Ivorian side. Wonlo Koulibaly keeping him out. Zraini keeps Doumbia out of the starting lineup. The club side, Red. Guediora. 33-year-old. Here he is, the Nottingham Forest man. He'll return to a very different-looking Nottingham Forest side. He's missing part of the pre-season already, but they've sacked Martin O'Neill, their coach of Nottingham Forest, and brought in a former Ivorian coach, former French international. Sabri Lamouchi is coaching Nottingham Forest. Some defensive work required here. Cut back and a glorious chance. Algeria have the goal. Soufiane Feghouli scores again against Côte d'Ivoire. Not for the first time at the Africa Cup of Nations. Feghouli on the score sheet against Côte d'Ivoire. A brilliant strike from the Galatasaray man, and the celebrations for Algeria, who have now scored 10 unanswered goals in this tournament. They absorbed some early pressure against Côte d'Ivoire, but they take the lead just beyond the 20-minute mark here. Wonderful work, Benzbaini into a pocket, 3 defenders around Feghouli. He still manages to fashion an effort. Wonderful work from Bunja. It was his running and hard work ethic that set up that chance for Benzbaini to even cut that ball back into space. And then the finish, the wonderful finish. He scored in a 2-2 draw in the group stages in Rustenburg in 2013. 6 years on, Soufiane Feghouli has got another Africa Cup of Nations goal against Côte d'Ivoire. He is the only squad member in this Algerian side who scored against Côte d'Ivoire, and he's done it again. His first of the tournament. And Algeria's 10th. Quite remarkable. Mboli showing his all-round footballing abilities here, and Côte d'Ivoire will feel aggrieved by the chances that they've created. They've fashioned opportunities, they've proved industrious, but they have been far from clinical, and they've missed chance after chance. Zaha, Kodja, Kano among them who've created opportunities. Soufiane Feghouli has the goal. The man who scored a goal on debut against Gambia as far back as 2013 when he scored in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Free kick, Côte d'Ivoire. Kessie goes down. So midway through the opening half, Algeria leading by a goal to 0. This is the hard work done by Bunja. Actually set up the goal-scoring chance. Atal saying there was nowhere near to being a connection. Kamara, meanwhile, might be a concerned man. His side has only trailed in one match, and that was the 1-0 loss to a fellow North African side in Morocco. Bagayoko back into a central position, but chased again by Yusuf Belaili, who's seen the ball come against him. Ismail Ben Nasser, energetic and industrious midfielder, rather versatile. Mahrez, Mandi, Betis man, Guediora, to Benlarmi. Been part of the Algerian international scene effectively since 2012, but he only made his debut in November 2018, would you believe? Benlarmi, impact, he's certainly established himself as a regular in the back four. And Belmadi, ball out of play off Atal. Throw it, taken quickly, and the call here comes against Côte d'Ivoire. Gradel, the Toulouse captain, penalised for holding Attal's jersey. Holding his jersey, taking between the teams, and Gradel unhappy with the call. Wonderful effort that he had that came so close to beating Borley for the first time in this tournament. He got just enough on it to steer it onto the upright in a way. For Algeria, they've scored playing into the wind. They'll have the wind at their back in the second half. The south terminus of the Suez Canal is almost directly behind Borley's goal. You can imagine it. The Suez Canal, which runs just shy of 200 kilometers, effectively south from the Red Sea to north to the Mediterranean, to Port Said. Suez is the south terminus. Ismaili is a port city along the way. All important major cities. Ben Nasser, Bandi, Mahrez, searching for Figuli, the goal scorer, who gets away from his man. Now looking to set up Attal on the run. That's a little too heavy potentially from Attal. Goes down, nothing wrong, says the referee, but out for the corner it goes. 25 minutes down, and Canon Traore under pressure here. Nobody will ever question Bunja's work ethic, running ability. He's waiting in the area for that cutback to come. Wowo trying to close down the angle as Attal potentially had the beating of Kano, who did well to recover. A little bit of a shoulder barge potentially, but from Attal to see that ball out for the corner. And referee vehement with the call. There was no penalty in that, and correct as well, it seemed. Youssef Attal winning the corner after a challenge on the defender. The referee must have sent Attal off, and it looks like he might have done a little bit of damage to his arm. The medical team is coming off, and if he's landed awkwardly, he might very well have even popped an AC or done some damage to his collarbone. But he's signalling substitution time, and the referee's asked him to leave the field of play at the closest boundary line. The medical team will assess here, and Belmadi will have to make a decision. Wowo, meanwhile, gets a touch on this, manages to recover. Algeria leading on the scoreboard, but the attacks 8 apiece, shots 3 apiece. But Algeria have the only goal in this game. Determined play between the sides. Zaha sees the call in his favour on this occasion. A little too enthusiastic from Ben Nasser to win back possession. Zaha, meanwhile, around the outside. Belmadi needs to make a substitution, and Mehdi Zafan was the obvious choice to make his way back up, make his way in. Who is a regular right back, can play left back, left wing back, play right wing. Oh, pushing and shoving going on here, and Zaha might be in a spot of bother. Vince Baini's been shoved to the ground, and Gideora is trying to separate players. Now the referee's got his work cut out for him. Algeria, meanwhile, going to make a substitution in a short while for Attal, who seems injured. Baini, meanwhile, is down on the turf after a big shove from Wilfried Zaha. All sorts of frustration starting to build on the pitch. Ben Larbi on that clearance. Collision between the players. Ben Larbi and Zaha. Zaha taking exception to Ben Larbi clearing. Ben Baini came to defend, and then the body bump from Zaha. So while Binsbaini is receiving treatment on the near side, we are going to see a yellow card dished out for Binsbaini and for Zaha. So referee is with the decision that both bore some responsibility and are cautioned. Neither one was cautioned in the previous round, so neither will miss their next match should their respective team advance. So Binsbaini, tall defender, taking a little punishment here. Benlarmi with that clearance. Zaha feeling that he was deliberately kicked on the follow-through, taking exception to it. Binsbaini then stepped up, pushed Zaha away from his teammate, and he responded by thrusting his chest into his opponent and knocking him down. Binsbaini has to wait to be called back on by the match official. Can't just come back onto the field of play, having received medical treatment off. Feghouli, meanwhile, has nearly kicked his own player in the face while trying to clear. So, substitution time on the stroke of half an hour. We are going to see Youssef Attal, the incredibly gifted young right-back of Nice in France, make his way off, and Mehdi Sefan is on in his place. So the red man on in his place. There is some understanding between the fullbacks now. They both play at Rennes in France. Bilaili can't find his way beyond four Ivorian players. We've got it back now. Here's Sangare towards Kodja, led by Binsbaini. Traore, meanwhile, has stayed forward and whips that ball out quickly towards Gradel, who had a little bit of time. Sefan tried to close him down. Diep, Sangare alongside. So that enormous frame of his. He's 6'3", is Ibrahim Sangare. Plays under Gradel, this man. And Toulouse. Gradel captains Les Violets, the Toulouse side, who turn out in what many describe as purple. Their kit is violet. This is the man, Gradel. 10 years his junior is Ibrahim Sangare. It's Canon. Comes forward here. If Orient's looking for a levelling goal and another chance. Sangare looking to meet the delivery of his club captain. Does enough to get underneath it. Balloon that ball over the crossbar, so disappointment for Cote d'Ivoire. Algeria lead by a goal to nil. Just over half an hour having gone. Soufiane Feghouli's goal 20-odd minutes into the tie, separating these sides. Already to see a substitution occur owing to injury. It seems as if there was an issue with a collarbone potentially of Youssef Attal. Outstanding. It's a very quick right back. Missing him for the next tie, and indeed the remainder of this competition might be problematic for this Algerian side. Chance here for Cote d'Ivoire. Again, proving industrious. Might it spill free inside the 18-yard area? Eventually it's a call that's come in favour of Algeria. Feghouli, Guediora and Benlarmi trying to get that ball away. Feghouli down under the challenge and looking to clear. Some energetic work from Cote d'Ivoire once again. Sangare trying to bustle his way through. He's more of a ball winner than Bamin. Doesn't quite have the calmness and composure on the ball when going forward. Bouli. Steals this ball forward. Algeria leading by a goal to nil. Looking to continue their 100% winning run in this tournament. 4 wins from 4, the only time they won 5 out of 5. They went on to win the title in 1990. They're hoping to do so again. And now having gone 10 goals without conceding in a single tournament, it's a new record. Previously, only Cameroon in 2002 who went on to win the title on penalties. Côte d'Ivoire, who lost the penalty shootout against Zambia in 2012, the only teams who've gone five matches without 5 wins in succession without conceding at an Africa Cup of Nations tournament. Sangare, very quick off the mark, but he's done enough to see possession for Côte d'Ivoire. The throw. Charbel ZINSOU featuring instructions again. Guediora asking Bourdieu to chase, and while he is ridiculously quick in his own right and thoroughly energetic, never gives up. He's got that never say die attitude, Baghdad Bourdieu. He's not looking up to keep that ball in play. Bagayoko going long, that'll be a free kick to Côte d'Ivoire. In Spain, he needs to be careful, he's already on a yellow card, and there's some very deliberate work from Kodja and Zaha trying to frustrate the Algerian left back. Algerian right back already having been replaced owing to injury. Seredia. Quality touches. Gassi going down. Clip on the ankle. Free kick Côte d'Ivoire. Get into chances here, Côte d'Ivoire. They just can't find finishes. Bin Larmi at this time seeing that ball away again. So, corner it is. Pushing on a little anxiously. Gradel, heavy touch. Bin Larmi doing enough to see it away. Curling ball in. Borley will come out and claim. Man who has not conceded in over 400 minutes in the Algerian jersey. Wanting to keep another clean sheet today. Prior to this tournament, he'd only kept 1 clean sheet in 8 Africa Cup of Nations matches. He's en route to make it 5 from 5 this tournament. Praised for his performances at World Cups previously for Algeria. Fine component of goalkeeping. Boumadi overseeing this first time that Algeria have kept 4 successive clean sheets at an Africa Cup of Nations finals tournament. Kamara looking to break that. Figuli so far with the decisive moment in the game. Bunja, 1 goal at this tournament so far, came against Kenya in the group stages. The man who is the reigning Algerian player of the year. After an incredible season in which he scored 39 league goals in Qatar, new league record. Set a new league record in itself in the number of goals he scored in 1 match. 10-1 win over Al Arabi, he got 7. Just the 2nd game of the season after scoring a hat-trick in the opening game of the season. This was leading goal scorer in the Asian Champions League this past campaign, although his club side Al Sadd went out in the quarter-finals to the Iranian giants Persepolis. Throw into Algeria. Searching for options and stealing additional yards here. And that'll be the free kick here to Côte d'Ivoire. Straight away, Ismail Ben Nasser, cautioned by the referee right on the spot. Ben Nasser looked like he rocketed his body at Seredia. Energetic and versatile Italian-based midfielder finds himself the 2nd Algerian player cautioned. No need for him to be smelling himself at his opponent in such a manner. There's enough for Ngoli. Skipped kindly for the goalkeeper. Looks over at his defence. Not much on it. A slightly damp and dewy surface every so often can skip unkindly for goalkeepers, but it's his body behind the ball so well. It covers his goal mouth so brilliantly, does Boli in the Algerian goal. Koulibaly stabbing this ball away. Balling early to make his way out of his 18-yard area and steer that ball to safety. Mandi just helping shepherd the ball to him. The near side, Bagayoko, Zaha, putting a few top-flight players against one another here. Wilfried Bony, who's eyeing a Premier League return, and a man who's no stranger to scoring goals against Algeria at the tournament, sits on the bench and will potentially haunt Algeria once again. Scored a 3-1 win in their last Africa Cup of Nations meeting, did Wilfried Bony. To come on and prove decisive again for this Ivorian side, as Zaha and Binsbeni, both cautioned for a recent incident, find themselves once again getting acquainted. So 40 minutes have come and gone, 5 minutes to go to half-time, and only Fegouli's goal in an opening half which has seen plenty of opportunity. Bilaili, Sangare sticking out that very long, lanky right leg it is, steering that ball to safety. And short by Bilaili. Zaha doing his part to help defensively. Binsbeni looks to go around the outside of Zaha. That'll be a call in favour of Algeria. Into the North African side, Le Fennec, the Desert Foxes, against Les Elephants, the Elephants. Boundia fails to keep control of this one, Boundia, but he's there to win it in the battle of the number 9s. Fed it back to Binsbeni, whose long ball forward sees that ball scramble over the goal line, and goal kick it'll be. Looking move on the bench, a little like the Nigerian Zanku. The winner of this tie, of course, goes on to meet Nigeria in the next round, the semi-finals. Nigeria await the winner of this tie. They'll meet on Sunday. Senegal waits for the winner between Madagascar and Tunisia. It will be the 4th quarter-final of this Total Africa Cup of Nations. Chance for Bilaili to take a run at Bagayoko, gets through his man, good challenge. Initially I thought the referee with a relatively late call, maybe just looking to see if advantage was being played. Then Bagayoko will miss the next tie if Cote d'Ivoire advance. So this is turning out to be problematic for both these sides defensively. Oria is injured and Bagayoko has picked up a yellow card here. Bilaili grabbing the jersey of Bagayoko. Took some of the ball, his opponents and the referee, so caution has been issued. So far, 4 in this game. Benarmi, Binsbeni, Zaha, love that, getting one over Binsbeni, but Cote d'Ivoire failed to make use of that ball winning. Representing Algeria, Africa's largest country by area. Nation, though, that comprises around 80% desert. Fringed by the Mediterranean along the northern coastline. This is Egypt, the host country. First time they have qualified for 4 successive Africa Cup of Nations tournaments since reaching 5 in a row between '96 and 2004. First time they've won 4 in a row since going on to win it in 1990 when they won 5 in a row. Zaha leaning back into Binsbaini, wasn't looking, maybe deliberate, certainly caught a little bit of Binsbaini with the back of his forearm, and there is some tension developing between those two players, both already cautioned. The referee is using good tactics here, man-managing the situation if he can. Max Gradel, though, is leader of men, might be diminutive in stature, but he is a man who is wise beyond his years. The reason he is Toulouse club captain. Belaili. Clearance up toward the halfway line, where Wunlo Koulibaly lays it down off his chest. Here, captain on the day, and managed to captain Côte d'Ivoire in the absence of Aurier, and a poor pass from Traoré. Doesn't pick up Bagayoko. Has ceded possession to Algeria, throwing on the near side. Bench of Côte d'Ivoire featuring amongst others Jean-Philippe Bamin. So approaching the 45-minute mark here as Bunja looks to bustle his way through the opposing defence and is penalised in disbelief. Algeria win it back though, great chance for a run. Feghouli, Guediora, Mahrez in possession though, looks to go himself, creates an opportunity again, sits up for the second chance ball for Bunja, can't find the finish. But Mahrez looking to prove his qualities. We hit the 45-minute mark, 3 minutes of time is added on, says fourth official Victor Gomes. Zaha, a scything run, but brought to a rather abrupt halt by Ben Larmi. Dear. Scrambling now with urgency are Côte d'Ivoire. They're not trudging forward, they are sprinting meaningfully and purposefully into positions from which to try to find an equaliser. Can they fashion one here? It's just a little too high of Gradel. Should be kept in play by Belaili. Sends it up to Mahrez in space. Now with an opportunity to run, Bunja's calling for the long ball forward. And Bowo, out of his area, is opted to come out and head that ball away. Koulibaly picks up on it. Polite applause all around the arena for the courageous keeping of the enormous Ivorian goalkeeper. Great chance here. Gradel, little space, snapshot! It was powerful, it was on target, and it was well pocketed by Mboli. Just a moment ago, set piece taken quickly from Côte d'Ivoire. Caught a little unawares as Wunlo Koulibaly, the ASEC Mimosas man, and Riyad Mahrez. So quick to anticipate, so quick to turn things around. Looks to set up a chance to shoot, and again can't find a finish. And, so annoyed looking Ivorian players. Mboli though, well positioned as Gradel fired almost directly at him. Over a minute of added time remains. Yet to be beaten. Mboli. Ball in over the top, a little too far away from Bunja, and Bowo meets the ball on the bounce. Feghouli, no-look pass from the set piece, and Bowo well aware of the situation. Bunja missed out on finding a second goal here, or getting the chance to potentially find it. Côte d'Ivoire have won themselves a free kick in what the final few seconds of the opening half. Taken short. And referee says that is the end of the opening half. So Suez Stadium has witnessed half of this quarter-final tie. Côte d'Ivoire carved out early opportunities, Algeria absorbed, and then Soufiane Feghouli snatched the goal that separates these sides after 45 minutes of play. Mboli has had his opportunity to contribute to the Algerian cause, and indeed has managed to go over 7 hours now without conceding. Feghouli's goal separating these sides at the break. Riyad Mahrez among those marching off. So to the tunnel they go. Algeria, every squad member in the outfield has already been used. Kamara with a little discussion going on here with the technical team. But statistically, it's not been much that separated these sides. Cote d'Ivoire have tested the opposing goalkeeper more. Mboli's been the busier of the keepers. Algeria scored with their only shot on goal, while Cote d'Ivoire have kept Mboli busy, who's been made to work harder in the opening half. Fouls racking up, but relatively even, as is possession, and so too the number of cautions. Only 3 corners in the opening 45. Taking a look at the highlights of this tie. The sun was still up as the match got underway. Expected fans of Algeria and Cote d'Ivoire ahead of the start of this tie, in which Cote d'Ivoire looked to impose themselves in the opening minutes. Sangare feeding it out to Vadel, who looked to set up the early chance, took a strike, and fingertips from Mboli, tipping it onto the woodwork. Back into the path though from the ricochet of Kodjo, who was unable to steer that ball goal-bound. Then this Riyad Mahrez setting up the opportunity, took Bagayoko out of the equation, but then pulled his effort wide of Boer's target, just flash across the face of goal. Bagayoko getting involved with Sangare, went on the run, had the chance to find the cutback, did so, and Canon, the central defender, up for the set piece that was taken earlier, couldn't fashion a finish. For Algeria, managed to do this courtesy of Bunja's hard work. Immense Bain, he's cut back into Feghouli with 3 defenders around him, places the ball beyond Boer, and Algeria have their 10th goal of this tournament, all without conceding. Well, they're not exactly romping, but they are looking pretty good at the moment, this Algerian side. Lovely cutback, and Feghouli with his 2nd goal against Cote d'Ivoire at the Africa Cup of Nations. Algeria and Cote d'Ivoire are going head-to-head in the Total Africa Cup of Nations Egypt quarter-final. It is Algeria who lead by a goal to nil at the break, courtesy of Soufiane Fegouli. Some of the substitutes warming up, and indeed Mehdi Zefanu found himself making his way onto the mark relatively early, courtesy of the injury to Youssef Fatal, who's already wearing a strap on his right arm. It looks as if there's some damage to his collarbone, which is not very good news for Algeria, certainly moving forward in this tournament, where Yusuf Attal has been instrumental at the back for the Algerian side. But the good news for Charbel ZINSOU is the fact that he's used every one of his outfield players in this tournament, and he knows they've all got a little bit of game time. It is only his backup goalkeepers who have not featured in the tournament for Algeria so far. The Desert Foxes have allowed everyone some game time as the match officials make their way back. Zaha having a chat with Ibrahim Kamara, his coach, while match referee, the man in the middle, Bamlak Kasema, makes his way out to the Suez Stadium pitch for the ball in hand. Baghdad Bounedjah and Soufiane Feghouli, numbers 9 and 10, having a chat as they make their way out. Charbel ZINSOU to have a quick chat to a couple of his players. One of those players, though, is Mehdi Zafan, the 27-year-old, French-based. Many of his teammates French-born. Soufiane Feghouli, the only player who had previously scored against Cote d'Ivoire at an African Cup of Nations, has done it again. History repeating itself, although not in Rustenburg in South Africa. Himself having scored against Cote d'Ivoire here. So just about set to get the second half started then. Two goalkeepers, Bowo and Boli. Bowo beaten already this game. Boli yet to be beaten this tournament. Second half is underway then here at Suez Stadium as Algeria, who lead by a goal to nil and turn out in green, find themselves kicking off the second half. Soufiane Feghouli's goal on 20 minutes separating these sides as he scored for his second time against the Ivorians at an African Cup of Nations tournament, having scored in a 2-2 draw in South Africa in Rustenburg in 2013. Great opportunity here for Baghdad Bounedjah. Did he go down? Penalty straight away. But we're going to have a VAR check here. Less than 30 seconds into the second half. The referee has made a decision, but is going to check that, and I think that's going to be overruled. Baghdad Bounedjah anticipating just a little. Kicked the ball out of the path. Was there some contact? Now, the decision has been made by the referee on field. And we are going to have a VAR check. The man who is a VAR referee is the incredibly gifted Gambian referee, Bakari Papagassama. Bamlak Kasema, meanwhile, has a look on. Bounedjah certainly threw a little something behind that in getting his body off the ground. There might have been some contact. He certainly anticipated some contact in Baghdad Bounedjah. Might not have wanted to come together, though, with the giant Sylvain Bowo. Took the ball away out of the path of the goalkeeper. Was he uprooted? Or did he go for a dive? There's contact on that trailing leg. Would have been anticipating that. Winter from the goalkeeper who had that ball deliberately taken away from him. He has been cautioned meanwhile by the referee, who has signalled penalty. So this part of VAR protocol, only 4 areas can be checked. Penalty, a goal, a direct red card or mistaken identity. The referee checking with VAR, his signal that it is a penalty. Baghdad Bounedjah, meanwhile, with the ball in hand, he scored from the penalty mark against Kenya. So, penalty it is. Baghdad Bounedjah to give Algeria a 2-goal advantage against Cote d'Ivoire in the early stages of this tie. The record-breaking Baghdad Bounedjah for his club side looks to score his second goal in this tournament, and into the crossbar and away. Algeria have that 1-goal advantage, but Bounedjah spurns the opportunity to give Algeria a second goal from the penalty mark. Look to go straight down the centre. And the Ivorians feel that they are vindicated. feeling that Bunja had deliberately tried to dive over Sylvain Bourreau. Meanwhile, penalty missed. Bunja still grimacing, berating himself over the penalty miss, agonising. Now needs to get his head back in the game. Algeria having missed from the penalty mark. Gradel inspire the two-time champions back into this tie. There's plenty of opportunity to earn a goal. Fashion an equaliser. Way beyond Algeria in this tie. Wunlo Koulibaly into the path here of Kodja. Tight angle, takes a deflection, and out for the corner that goes. So Jonathan Kodja applying pressure on the defence. Bally got a touch on that in the end. Either way, it was a flick over Mondi as well. Working away. Either way, corner it is to Cote d'Ivoire. Jonathan Kodja trying on the turn for a first-time shot. Might have been sneaking in, but for the intervention of Bally as well. From the corner, set piece, and Bally punches it away. Not convincingly cleared. Sangare got a touch on this, and Dier will keep it in play for Cote d'Ivoire. The tall men stay forward. Can he deliver? Scored against Namibia, can set up scoring chances for his teammates as well. Sangare through for Kessie. Cannot stay forward. Central defenders, they two tall men whose height can come in rather handy from an aerial delivery, potentially from set pieces as well, as Bilaili goes down. And referee says nothing untoward. Throw in. Quickly from Cote d'Ivoire, just wiping his face. Very warm conditions. Around 38 degrees Celsius at kickoff. 6 p.m. local time. They set the ball on the pitch, but just leaving the ball for anybody to throw. Kodja with the initial pressure and trying to get Cote d'Ivoire back on level terms after Bunja had missed from the penalty mark. 12 yards out, struck the ball up to the crossbar. That's the goal scorer, Feghouli. Flicked forward by Bilaili. It's too far forward. Algeria playing with the wind at their back in this second half. Certainly not as strong as it has been in previous match days here at Suez Stadium. So he just wants to have a moment's pause. Wilfried Cannon finds himself down on the turf. Wilfried just wants to go and have a look. The Ivorian defender, meanwhile, will look back at the moment that might very well have proved decisive for Algeria in this game. Sylvain Bourreau not needing to make the save as Bunja fired high. And the celebrations from the Ivorians as if they'd won this match. How significant might this moment prove to be that Bunja? Nobody will question his work ethic or his problematic for opposing defences, but he's not managed to score. The 2018 Player of the Year for Algeria. Now, Bagayoko is picked up a yellow card that will see him suspended for the next match should they advance. Serge Aurier is already injured for Cote d'Ivoire, and Cannon looks a little uncomfortable here. Central defender who's showed to have a wonderful working understanding with Ismail Traore. Cote d'Ivoire might need to make a change in defence. Bear in mind, Algeria have already had to do so with Attal making his way off. Ben Larmi giving the call in his favour, and Bally looks like he's coming out to take the set piece, trying to chase the Algerians upfield as far as possible, and indeed we are going to see a substitution here for Cote d'Ivoire, not one they would have liked to have made. So confirming the substitution, Cheikh Kamara makes his way on. Early in the second half, on for the injured Wilfried Cannon. set up another battle in a sense, as Chekumara, part of the Wydad Casablanca side, and Youssef Belaili, part of Tunisia's Esperance. Two sides went to the CAF Champions League final this past campaign, the 2018-2019 season. Well, knock from Ben Larbi. His elbow collided with the jaw of Max Gradel. Riyad Mahrez, one contribution in Algeria's cause today. Charging run here, Belaili cutting into that 18-yard area. Claimed there was a touch, Deer claimed innocent indeed. The referee was right on the spot, agreed. Kessie over the top, picking out Zaha. A little bit of space on the near side for the Palace man. Go around the outside of defender Zafan. Kessie inside the area, appeals for a handball here. The referee has spotted an infringement. Sees free kick go the way of Algeria. For a handball, Aysamandi giving his thumbs up and approval to the referee, who started his career into them. Joined as an 8-year-old to make nearly 200 appearances for his club. Gradel with that bleeding lip. Suggested it was from the elbow that he received from Ben Larbi a short while ago. He was spitting a little while ago. Ben Larbi goes over and has a word or two. Played almost exclusively in Algeria until he made his move to Saudi Arabia in 2016, Ben Larbi. But Gradel, meanwhile, is just getting a little treatment to this lip. There's clearly blood. This was a short while ago. It was initially an elbow. You don't quite see the initial contact from the elbow there, and then the hand. Gradel seemed to be spitting ever so slightly. And is now needing a little treatment. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Algeria maintaining their one-goal advantage. Had the chance to go 2-0 up. That man his penalty onto the crossbar and away, and no doubt still smarting from that penalty miss. But he comes off a phenomenal campaign. And he's looking to carry that sort of form into the African Cup of Nations tournament and help Algeria to only their second ever title. And how they would love to do it on Egyptian soil as well. Egypt and Algeria, massive rivalry between the two North African countries. Mahrez. Many comparisons, of course, between some of the top African players in the Premier League, and certainly many comparisons drawn between Mahrez at Manchester City, Salah at Liverpool, and Sadio Mane of Senegal as well at Liverpool. Mahrez remains, Salah out after Egypt lost to South Africa in the round of 16. Algeria love to win on Egyptian soil when you consider that the massive rivalry between these two sides stretches back to the World Cup qualifier in Cairo for the 1990 finals in Italy, when Egypt won by a goal to nil, but a fight after the game. Players clashed on the field, and Egyptian team doctor was actually partially blinded in that tie. The rivalry has never been the same since. Always been a rather acrimonious fixture. Guediora, Fiuli, Mahrez on the near side. Of World Cups, though, this Algerian side having a few recent World Cup appearances. Returned in 2014. For over 2 decades without appearing on the global stage. Most famous debut at the World Cup for Algeria back in 1982. Greatest upsets in all of FIFA World Cup history. 2-1 scoreline over reigning European champions West Germany. The great World Cup squads. Algeria managed to claim a fantastic victory over West Germany in that group stage. Maja. Faint goal. What's important about that 1982 FIFA World Cup, it was interesting to note, the reason that matches are now played simultaneously in the final round of group stage matches is because at that World Cup, the Desert Foxes missed out on the second round after West Germany and Austria played out to a 1-0 scoreline, which meant that Germany had a chance to advance and Austria at Algeria's expense. And the scoreline proved different. Algeria would have advanced with West Germany, but the incident subsequently led to all last games in a group stage being played simultaneously. So approaching the hour mark here, and ball being knocked around in midfield largely, a little untidy between the sides, but finally seeing this ball clear. Kessie, I thought, has claimed it, but the referee on the near side throw into Cote d'Ivoire. Wando Koulibaly is signaling to his teammates to get forward. Odell, who's back on the pitch and sporting a bit of a plaster over his cut lip. To begin the challenge to win that ball back, and Mundy goes down. Free kick to Algeria. An hour gone. Algeria leading by a goal to nil. Chance to make it 2, and that ball skips harmlessly through. Bounedjah standing in an offside position. Deliberately got out of the way of Bilal's skipping effort, whizzed beyond the upright of Sylvain Bowo. He was standing in an offside position, Baghdad Bounedjah. Kessie. Zaha looking to flick that ball out wide. Bagayoko not quite getting the touch on that to keep that in play. There's Algeria with a chance to have a flying run at the Ivorian defence. Mahrez in space. That ball down cleanly enough into Fighouli now inside that 18-yard area. Chipped toward the back post. Bounedjah from a tight angle, and Wowo coming across the face of his goal is put that ball out of the air convincingly. And the scoreline at 1-0 to Algeria. Zaha has to win this ball back. Just to get beyond the two Algerian players. Flicked it out to Kodja, who goes around the outside. Zaha and Kodja. And now, finally, Algeria's defence has been breached. Jonathan Kodja has Cote d'Ivoire back on level terms. 10 unanswered goals from Algeria, and Mboli's fine run of nearly 450 minutes without conceding in Algerian colours brought to an end as Kodja has his second of the tournament, and Bounedjah's penalty miss now maybe proving costly. For the time being, Cote d'Ivoire back on level terms. Commitment from Zaha, and then Kodja with a step inside of Ben Larmi, stayed on his feet, created the chance to shoot from just inside the area, and while Mboli got a touch on this, not enough to deflect it wide of the target. Kodja with his second of the tournament, the Aston Villa man, but sees Algeria concede for the first time in this tournament. Is that incredible run coming to an end? Can Cote d'Ivoire fight their way back into a winning position from here? The way the second half started, you might not have thought that was the case. They were leading by a goal to nil, they had a penalty awarded. Aside from anything else, Algerian players will feel they've let themselves down with the penalty miss. Meanwhile, Sangare protesting vehemently at the referee's decision. The whistle is the call. Bilali among those who goes to stand over it, and Sangare is saying, I took nothing but the ball, and very cleanly took the ball, The referee saying free kick, taking some of his opponent as well. Taking challenges from behind your opponent proved problematic. Take that ball very cleanly, did Sangare. So 1-1. Ball in here, and that'll skip wide. Bilaili trying to pick out a teammate. It's just a little long in terms of trying to pick out any one of the on-rushing Algerian players. It's Amini. Lunge at the ball, and Bunja making a run, unable to get on the end of it. But 1-1 it is at the Suez Stadium. And the Ivorian fans have found their voice. Conceded to Figuli. The 100th goal that Côte d'Ivoire have conceded in the Africa Cup of Nations. Becoming only the second nation to concede 100 goals at the tournament. After Democratic Republic of Congo, who conceded their 100th goal against Egypt in the group stages. Big run here to the centre. Well, they've managed to come back, Côte d'Ivoire. Find an equaliser courtesy of Kodja. Now Mahrez, can he inspire Algeria to reclaim their lead? Chinkomana doing the duty this time and seeing possession away, the Moroccan-based defender. Zaha claimed the assist for the goal. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Côte d'Ivoire 1, Algeria 1. Through ball here, great chance. Can he make up for the penalty miss? No, he can't. Baghdad Bunja being closed down by two defenders and a goalkeeper. Out for the corner it goes. Algeria maintain their pressure on the defence, but a perfectly timed delivery into a danger area. Sylvain Boua, big left hand to keep that away. And deflect that ball out. Try as he might, no goal tonight. From the set piece, Mahrez goes deep. Players lining up. Split opportunity here, and acrobatic attempt at a finish. Lumby was there, but the acrobatic attempted a finish from Benzbaini on the near side. Seen him remain down on the turf. Either got trod on by Traore. Trying to defend. So Benzbaini is being treated on the pitch. Joe goes to check on it. Meanwhile, players from both sides using the opportunity to rehydrate. Some water in the body as well. Mahrez, Figuli, Gudiora. Players also grabbing bottles. Stadel having a few words with players, coaches to inspire. Jonathan Kodja, meanwhile, with a goal that brought them back into this tie, Côte d'Ivoire. Wilfried Zaha with a charging run, laid it off into the path of Kodja, who got back inside of Ben Larmi, went round Benzbaini, and then sent the ball beyond Mboli. Reverse angle. Chance to see the effort from Kodja. Goal that accrued. Yassin Brahimi, a free agent now, having left his contract at Porto. Pushing on and trying to feed instructions as well. To the near side. Figuli, Bunja, running onto it is Mahrez, and that was on its way in were it not for the intervention of Bagayoko. Mamadou Bagayoko, man who played 7 seasons in the Slovakian league before eventually making his way to Belgium in 2015, clearing this off the line. Boua beaten, clearly heading in, but well-timed run from Bagayoko. It's out for the corner. Mahrez will take. He's just been denied his 3rd goal of this tournament. Delivery in here, and players will fire piling up in a line to try to hit that ball goal-bound. It's cleared. And Zafan goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Boli, finally beaten in this tournament. Cote d'Ivoire 1, Algeria 1. Midway through the second half. There must be a winner in this tie. If there is no winner, we go to extra time. Forjan, Binsbaini getting to know one another a little better, and then Za and Ben Larmi. To the foul. Bagayoko meanwhile stands over this one. Master on the lip. Feeds playing into the wind of Cote d'Ivoire, but they have their tails up, and they're certainly looking a more industrious team in recent minutes. Mahrez had their chance to score on the break a short while ago. Well, carve out further opportunities. They do have a bit of an Algerian ace up their sleeve. Their Toulouse-born physical trainer, who's also the video analyst for the Elephants team, is Algerian. There's a wealth of experience. 20 minutes to go to regulation 90. Wonders just how much Cote d'Ivoire have learned from Mada Benemar. The UEFA A coaching license, who formerly director at Cameroon's Kadji Sports Academy. Free kick to Algeria. Idea, not being intimidated, with the foul, accepted it, moved on. Gidiora through the side, he can unleash some terrifying long-range efforts. The power with which he strikes the ball is phenomenal sometimes. This is space, Mahrez. For anyone at the back post, Binsbaini trying to keep that ball in play, just curling away from him, exaggerated as well with the wind behind the players. It's a short while ago. After keeper beaten, Bagayoko coming back, clearing Mario's efforts. Away from goal, out for the corner. So, top two right-backs will be unavailable for the next tie should they advance. Cote d'Ivoire, Correa injured, and Bagayoko suspended for the next match following the yellow card he received shortly before half-time here. Ladell, meanwhile, says it's not out of play, was it? So 23 attacks apiece, 6 fouls to 19, ball possession 51-49. Is really not much between these sides in the opening 72 odd minutes of this tie. It's a fun. A long ball. Got it. Doesn't get on the end of it, instead it's Gidiora who knocks the ball down. Side, putting himself into a danger area. Bilali going down under what he felt was a challenge. Referee Bissema unmoved, allowing play to continue. A couple of referees who really does allow the game to flow. Bissema. Getting involved. Zaha calling for it on the near side. Roger scrambling a little to continue German pants tugging going on there. Georgia, in frustration, has kicked the ball away after the whistle has gone, but it's got the hand. Hands tugging. Free saying, hand ball. We don't find a winning goal in the next 17 odd minutes. We will see some time in this quarter-final tie. Mahrez searching for Bunja or Feghouli and split them between the Chimkamara. Ended up picking up possession. Sangare now. Down the far side where Odell is having a run at the closing left back. Baini into space here, a real chance for Zaha to find his third in 3 matches, and somehow has just directed his efforts in almost terrifying fashion. Delivery superb from Odell, living up to that reputation of being a master assist provider. Under enormous pressure to see that ball in. Sometimes the wind just make life a little difficult for the players, but Zaha knows he's missed out on a wonderful chance to score here. Crystal Palace man, Abidjan born, but grew up in England and has been part of Crystal Palace since the age of 12. Seeing that chance. Getting the opportunity for players from both sides to rehydrate, and the water bottles are being brought on for both sets of players. A little injury concern here, and it looks like Sangare might need to be whipped off. So Bamin is standing by. Meanwhile, Islam Slimani has got his shirt on. It'll be making his way on imminently, it seems. Man who is joint second on the all-time scorers list for this Algerian side. Cheering and embraced by Baghdad Bunja, feeling the guilt of missing from the penalty mark in this second half. A goal that could have taken Algeria 2 goals to the good. So leaving the field of play at the nearest boundary line is one of the new regulations. Saving time. It's being stretched off, but we will see a handful of substitutions happening now. The first, though, is going to be a substitution, I imagine, to see Slimani on for Algeria. In the meantime, Algeria look to continue their push forward. Here's Mahrez receiving from Feghouli. Feghouli, Ben Nasser. Diora sitting deep, Belaili sitting out wide. Bunja back to Belaili! Wonderful chance from the Tunisian-based winger to find a goal that would have sent Algeria back in front by the odd goal. The agonised reaction from the Algerian fans. So Slimani is on, Baghdad Bunja is off. 12 odd minutes to play in this tie. Meanwhile, Cote d'Ivoire have a substitution of their own with the injured Sangare off. Rumoured to have Barcelona sniffing. Free kicks of the referee here. Bamin is on meanwhile for Cote d'Ivoire. Jean-Philippe Bamin, the Mainz man. Kodja, the goal in the second half, cancelling out Fegouli's opening half strike for Algeria. slows down a little our respective teams. Tempo is dropped ever so slightly. Baghdad Bunja still agonizing over that penalty miss. Very difficult for anybody to point a finger and suggest that he is not entirely committed to this Algerian side. Baghdad Bunja, since his debut in 2014, he has been firmly committed to doing everything he can and helping Algeria to victory after victory. So he wants to see his side to only their second ever title. Kessie, meanwhile, inside the area, Gideora trying to marshal Kessie's run and just allow Bin Larmi the chance to clear. Just over 10 minutes to go to the 90-minute mark. Confirmation, the injured Ibrahim Sangare is off. Jean-Philippe Ramen is in possession now. Field and Mainzman looking to get involved immediately. You see Koulibaly. It's just tucked back in behind Gradel. Kept in play here by Bagayoko. Having a storming run on that far flank again. Gradel. Bit of a hit from Ben Nasser, but a fair tackle on the balls to the referee. Bagayoko challenges late, but the ball in here to a danger area and a scramble that sees Mboli claim. Referee saw nothing untoward and play continues with 10 minutes to go to the 90. Algeria searching for a chance to hit on the counter. Slimani tie with the great Rabah Marjan, 28 international goals, second on the all-time scorers list for his country. Referee now will make the long jog back from the opposite side of the field. Check on the well-being of Bagayoko, who had his Achilles caught by Belaili. The other angle might not have been the biggest direct hit you've ever seen, but certainly painful enough to see Bagayoko down. Just a little ice and magic spray on the leg as well. The underside of the stud of Ahmed Belaili catching Bagayoko, undoubtedly the only squad member who played at the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. Bagayoko. Bunja sitting on the bench. Placed a moment ago from his compatriot Islam Slimani, the Leicester City man. Belaili. And yes, Slimani is back at Leicester City, returning from his loan spell at Fenerbahce this past season. Bin Larmi. Algeria with a little more ground, and they've certainly made passes so far in this game. Slightly more accurate as well. They haven't turned this to dominance on the scoreboard. They very well could have. It's not about it, but this is about what's actually done. Long range here, and Bowo manages to parry that ball. Slimani on the follow-up is unable to steer in the effort that Gideora powered into the palms of Sylvain Bowo. Just stun that ball rather than catch it. Follow-up from Ben Nasser and Slimani. Nearly getting there first. Agonising waits from both benches. Cote d'Ivoire and Algeria. Will this game go to extra time? Will it be decided in 90? Kodja found the equalising goal at this time, searching for a winner. Badel, Kessie, Rama, leaving it for Seretia towards Bagayoko. Again, Kodja for a way through. Kodja can't find it here, and Algeria come away with possession. Bin Larmi towards Feghouli, who's Attempted touch onto Mahrez is a poor one. This ball over the top, and Mahrez coming together with Bowo. The two players come together. The referee sees nothing wrong. Algeria try to play on and steer the ball into what is an open net. Now, the referee wants to have medical attention on for Sylvain Bowo and Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez doesn't look in pain. It's a tight call. The flag stayed down. Then between these two, Mahrez with the boot up, and it looks like he caught the outside of the knee of Sylvain Bowo. Rather courageously charging out of his area, trying to get his body in the way and prevent Mahrez from finding the goal. So commitment from Bowo has seen him take the knock. Again, the players rush to the water bottles and trying to get a little rehydration. Saying no action. The studs were up. So we're going to see a substitution here, and it's the captain who's been withdrawn. So off goes Riyad Mahrez. If there is extra time, the 2016 African Footballer of the Year is not going to be on the pitch to produce any of his magic for this Algerian side. He comes off, and Adam Ounas has been given the opportunity to find his fourth goal for Algeria. So, 5 minutes for the Napoli man to make another decisive impact for his side. It's and Bowo will take that. A little pushing and shoving going inside the area. Meanwhile, Bowo having a few words with his defenders. Push from Slimani on the back of Chekomara. That was directed at Bagayoko. Fuming Sylvain Bowo. So Ounas on the field in the closing minutes, replacing Riyad Mahrez. He's found 3 goals in fewer than 90 minutes on the pitch in the African Cup of Nations. On as a substitute, 3 matches for Algeria, and he's found goals. Delivery here, Ounas, charging run down the near side. There are seemingly clubs from leagues outside of Serie A who are showing a great deal of interest in signing the young striker. Randy. Nasser. And that's just a little misdirected from Zefan in behind his teammate Ounas. Comfortably through for Bowo. So 1-1 it remains. Cote d'Ivoire and Algeria for a place in the semi-finals. In each of their title-running African Cup of Nations tournaments, they faced one another, these two sides. Interesting players coming together, and again, there are questions. Kassi with the raised on this occasion, and Charbel ZINSOU was emphatic about the elbow coming up, and referee Bamlak Tassema with a yellow card for Kassi. So the AC Milan man who inspired in his career by Gennaro Gattuso, the hard tackling midfielder who worked with the AC Milan this past season. Caution in the closing stages of the regulation 90. Neither side a step closer to reaching the semi-final stage. 2 minutes to go to regulation time. Is there extra time to come? Let's find out soon enough. It's Nigeria who wait. The semi-final, Ounas round the outside of Vonlo Koulibaly. Ounas again inside the area. Felt he was clipped. Referee said nothing wrong. Play on is the call. referee has made an on-field decision. If there is something significant, VAR, which is available, of course, will bring play to a halt. So the referee is going to go to VAR here. It is Adamunas who's made his run into the area. Max Gradel, maybe a brush of the toe of Adamunas as he came cutting through the opponent. The referee's on-field decision was no penalty. If there was a clear mistake from the referee, then VAR will overrule. With nothing forthcoming, play continues. So happy that there was no foul inside the penalty area. Kessie. Koulibaly. Kessie again. Searching for the taller men. Zaha and Kodja. Just chipping that back to Wally. Now at El Attifaq in Saudi Arabia is Ryan Boli, a man who's had 13 clubs in 15 spells in the last 15 years. Really battling to find a place he can call home, it seems. So as we hit the 95 minutes of time has been added on, and Algeria in possession. Moving forward again, searching for a way through this Ivorian defence, which is a great deal of Algerian pressure at times. These two teams have dominated passages of play at various stages in this tie without necessarily being dominant in the match overall. Mahrez on the bench. Yassin Brahimi sits anxiously waiting. A free agent now, no longer at Porto, is Yassin Brahimi. Expired at the Dragons this 30th of June. There's talk that Arsenal are interested. Certainly Arsenal already turned down a bid or had a bid turned down from Crystal Palace to sign Wilfried Zaha for the £40 million offer that they put in. Brahimi, though, while talks are in an advanced stage to move to Arsenal, there's talk that he wants an enormous sign-on fee, which is proving problematic. To get him as a free agent is a win in itself. Yeah, Kodja. Yeah, looking to scoop it out towards Gradel. Not enough on it, and Bundy sees this ball up towards Adamunas. The Napoli man goes round the outside through the legs of Koulibaly. Unas searching for options, takes a kind deflection of Kessie's chest into the path of Sylvain Bourg. Just over 3 minutes of time added on remaining. Unas getting past Bamin. Bjorn Koulibaly running onto it, the Napoli striker. He needed several puffs of the whistle to indicate to Jonathan Kodja that he had overstepped the mark, and free kick to Algeria was the result. Guediora trying the long ball in towards Slimani, and that ball be just a little over the top. Traoré lets it go. Oh, the injured captain Serge Aurier, leg injury, and then his right hand also in a splint after slamming a table in frustration. Like that Bounja. Converted that penalty, he is probably replaying that penalty miss over and over in his head. Punishing himself for something that so many players have done. Missing critical penalties, how often it comes back to haunt. Guediora. 2 minutes of added time remaining. Mandy. Ben Savini. Calling for possession. Meanwhile, Traoré has come charging through the centre, taking away possession and kept on the charging run through the centre where he's alongside Kodja going forward as Zaha goes round the outside. And has done enough to see a foul being called. The assistant referee on the far side, Olivier Safari of Democratic Republic of Congo, has called Ben Larbi for this. So free kick Côte d'Ivoire. Flag raised from the assistant referee. Maybe a late chance here for Côte d'Ivoire. Olivier continues to feed instructions to his teammates. Radel. Odd seconds remain. Delivery in, runners on. Nobody able to get enough on the ball to steer it goal bound, and that'll be an Algerian set piece. Seems we are headed towards extra time unless Algeria can fashion something late on. It's on the man. Feghouli, meanwhile, sends a long ball forward. It's a hopeful ball, but it's too close to Bowo. That's controls. Zaha has it. Zaha running out. Referee looking at his watch. That'll be it. That'll be the 90-minute mark come and gone. The sides can't be separated, so to extra time we go. Hiding his head. Can't accept the penalty miss. Ben Larbi taking a few instructions on board, but these sides will have a discussion, come together and discuss tactics for an additional half hour of game time here at the Suez Stadium. It's finished after 90 minutes, 1-1, as Feghouli's goal was cancelled out by a second-half strike from Jonathan Kodja, the first that Algeria has conceded in this tournament. Olivier feeding instructions, so squad captains, Mahrez for this Algerian side discussing with Feghouli, while Aurier is discussing with Kodja. Both want winners. Both demand excellence. Players just taking an opportunity to have the muscles kept limber. The highlights of the match overall. So Algeria's strike in the opening half. The second though, this is how it started. Penalty call, war apportioned. A VAR decision, not overturning the referee's call. Woodgar bruited. And the penalty stood. Woodgar dusted himself off, got up and then did this. Struck it onto the crossbar and over, and it proved costly. Ivorian side saying never say die, never give up, and Wilfried Zaha then laid it out into the path of Kodja, stayed on his feet as he got beyond Ben Larbi, and then from just inside the 18-yard area, unleashing the shot that crept in beyond Mboli, who got a touch on it but couldn't keep it out, as Algeria conceded for the first time in this tournament. 1-1 it was. There it was always going to be a battle to see who would claim the next goal. It ultimately didn't come, but to say there weren't chances for either one of these sides, including this glorious moment for Riyad Mahrez, but read brilliantly and anticipated so well by Mamadou Bagayoko. Moving off the line, and then the long-range effort from Guediora trying to set up Harry. So 1-1 after 90 minutes, half an hour of extra time to come, 15 minutes either way. Who will find the winner? Or will we we go to penalties. Charbel ZINSOU, instructions for his players. Brahimi is there as well. We do have the option of seeing a fourth substitute in extra time. I have two more substitutions available to them. Casey, a little work done. As well, just getting the hamstrings rubbed. Spaini, Ben Nasser alongside one another. Work being done on the hamstrings. To sort of toil down this right flank for Côte d'Ivoire. Captain's armband since the replacing of Riyad Mahrez. We'll gather with Seredia for the coin toss ahead of the first half of extra time.
Okay, we want to start there.
No, I have to talk to you. And then you will make arrangement. No, in football, no business, my man. Come on, let's go.
You decide.
Chris, it's true.
Yeah, come on.
You are here.
You're saying, no, we have to have a coin toss.
I do this one, yes. I'll show you, yes?
Jamel! Jamel! Quel côté?
Let's take the match. Come on. Hey, my friend.
So, Algeria, with the toss, they've decided they want to be playing the same way they played in the second half, it seems. Just to go with the wind at their back in this second half. So they'll be playing with the first half of extra time with the wind at their back, Algeria. Jonathan Kodja, final splash of water on his face in what is still relatively hot conditions here, not just warm. The referee wants to get this extra time period underway. The temperature at the moment, reportedly feeling as if it's 36 for the players, who are all sweating and putting in the hard yards. Temperature of around 33 degrees Celsius at the moment as extra time is about to get underway. And Nigeria will be smiling the entire time. Waiting for his opportunity to make his way on. So, first half of extra time is underway. 1-1 after 90 minutes. Unable to separate these sides as Feghouli and Kodja scored. Algeria in green, Côte d'Ivoire in the traditional orange with white trunks. To an additional half hour we go, 15 minutes either way. And Algeria have decided they want to play with the wind at their backs for the first half of extra time. If they can push for a winner. Both these sides incidentally scored their goals playing into the wind at this venue. Maybe a little psychological advantage. Rainy side with Ben Larmi, Mandi alongside him, and Feghouli waiting for possession, sitting rather deep. Side, Zafan. Mandi. Feghouli for a way through, picks Arunas. Now Ben Nasser was looking to get on the end of it, but Kessi's won it back. Sending with the ball that rolled relatively kindly toward him. Sending it out wide. Swaini, man who's at times been caught out of position. He's won several balls throughout this tournament so far. On the near side, Zafan to replace the injured Atal in the opening half. Figuli, Gudiora, away from Kodja, showing his experience and his ability to maneuver around the pitch. Zaha, he hit that a little too strong. Ben Larmi keeping it in play. Some polite applause as well from the Algerian fans. Expecting now a little something electric. Bilaili, can he provide? Looks to find Unas. His players on him immediately, including one Koulibaly. Looks to steer it in towards the path of Slimani. Searching for a goal that'll take him clear of Rabamanja's mark of 28 international goals. And an effort that's fired well high. Unas with an eye for goal, goes high of goal on this occasion. And indeed, shortly after extra time gets underway, we are going to see a substitution. Zaha will not be able to score in 3 consecutive matches for Côte d'Ivoire. He leaves the field of play. And acknowledges the Ivorian fans. He's saying, let's be a little speedier about the exit here, please. So Maxwell Cornet makes his way on, the Lyon man coming on to replace Crystal Palace. Winger comes striker for now. Arsenal clearly having him as a target. Over the top here. To defend Algeria, and Mandi does just that. Jonathan Kodja, though, went down a little awkwardly. It's fun and able to get on the end of that. Bodies. Kodja done some damage. Might have landed awkwardly and maybe extended something, but he looks to be in a great deal of discomfort on the pitch, does Jonathan Kodja. Scorer for Côte d'Ivoire. The Algerian fans, meanwhile, to encourage their players to a victory over Côte d'Ivoire. Cheering, waving their flags. Wilfried Bony, who scored a brace in a 3-1 win over Algeria on their way to the 2015 title. Waiting patiently. Making his way on imminently, I'd suggest, for Jonathan Kodja. There's the availability of a full substitution in extra time for teams now. Boni, come on for Kodja, is already making his way slowly to the bench. Improving to end his night, it seems. 5 minutes to extra time. We are going to see a change here, and indeed Jonathan Kodja, who scored the equalising goal, is on the bench. The man who will take his place, Wilfried Bony, now unattached, finds himself jogging onto the pitch with a great deal of confidence. The man who played in the Premier League for a while, but his name is synonymous with success in the Netherlands. Larmi. Moving the ball around the turf here, Algeria, but they're not doing it with quite the efficiency that they have in previous matches. Well, have proved rather disruptive at times, and that's exactly what they needed to do against a side that was high on confidence and scored 10 unanswered goals in this tournament before. Second half goal managed to reach the Algerian defence for the first time in this tournament. Let's see, Feghouli concede for the first time in 444 minutes of game time. Real chance here. Feghouli running onto it, and he's produced a snapshot that's gone wide, well wide of Sylvain Bourreau's goal. Feghouli involved in the build-up once again. This time a little chest down. Feghouli with an attempted first-time strike. This is the worst idea from Feghouli. La Liga, UEFA Champions League, Europa League experience, playing in Turkey. It's a little deeper, plays more of a defensive midfield role these days, rather than the attacking role that he used to fulfill, but does enjoy getting forward every so often. Barmel. Giriora comes away with it. Now Boni sweeping it out wide. Vadel again. Can deliver. He's got 3 men to pick out inside the area. He's come away with Cornet toward the back post. Skips one. Tight angle. Tries a shot that looked powerful, but putting his body on the line, Adlin Giriora. Ball out of play on the near side. He made his Premier League debut back at Wolverhampton Wanderers now a good decade ago. It was in a goalless draw with Liverpool in years gone by. To make his full debut in a 1-0 win over Tottenham. Adlin Giriora. 2 World Cups for Algeria. So, play to get back underway from a corner to Cote d'Ivoire. Referee saying, let's just have a moment, checking with VAR. Nothing forthcoming. No incident. Bunja still agonising over the penalty miss. Cornet. Delivery in, it's come away at Vadel. Can't find the snapshot first time, and then not too far away from placing it into the top corner. Of Max Gradel. We had the beating of Mboli again in this game. Just a little too high the crossbar as well. Keeper beaten, so too the woodwork. Both sets of players are struggling to accept what has played out before them. Certainly the benches have looked desperate for anything positive in this tie. Svaini takes the throw. Slimani. To the near side, where Zefan is on it. Yazunas. Ball with the wind at his back, and that'll be too strong for everybody, and indeed keeper Bourg just allows that ball to go out of play. Slimani, who came on for Bunja, who's tormenting himself on the bench for that penalty miss, which had he converted early on in the second half, Bunja's second half goal would have seen Algeria through. A short while ago, there was a VAR check to see if it wasn't a penalty, and it was clearly off the buttocks of Adlin Giriora. Nothing wrong. Let's play on. What it is. 100 minutes have been played, 20 minutes of extra time remains, 5 minutes of the opening half of extra time. Feghouli goes down under the challenge of Bama. Unnecessary, but sure it was entirely necessary. So, needing beware. Wind at their backs, Algeria. Probing. They want the goal that will take them back in front by one. They want to advance. They believe they can. They're up against an Ivorian side with a never say die attitude. Will it come here for Algeria? Slimani gets a touch and away. Just can't find that finish, Islam Slimani. Only Abdel Hafid Tasfaut has scored more goals for Algeria. Ramamaja, 28. Slimani, 28. Second on the all-time list. Nations tournament, Islam Slimani as well. He's a regular at scoring in competitive matches. He'd love to score here. Boni, too, would love to get on the score sheet in this tournament. Kessie. Fine. Vadel. And taking the safer option this time. Substitute defender Mehdi Sefan. Send that ball to safety. There'd be somebody lurking indeed. The Lyon man, Cornet, was directly behind him. He's out to the far side, and corner is going to be taken on the other side of the field. Vadel was running out to the corner on the near side of the field. Cornet was running out to the corner on the top side of the field. And indeed, Vadel saw Cornet running to the opposite corner flag. He decided to jog back into a central position. Now he's been told, go back to where you were. There's an indication of the wind that's blowing into the faces currently of the Ivorian players. So from the corner, Vadel will feed. Delivery in here, it's a scramble and melee. Who's going to get a touch on it? Is it going to be put across the line, off the knee of Boni and out? It'll be a goal kick, but another melee that came so very close to seeing a goal in this tie. It could have gone anywhere. Sefan, who was happy to concede the corner, eventually scrambling that ball to safety. Corner to the red basket of Soufiane Fegouli into the stomach. Appeals for a penalty, waved away by the referee. Looking to run on to that. That'll be a free kick to Cote d'Ivoire. And Monday, none to impress the La Liga-based defender. The wind is really starting to pick up now. Getting stronger and stronger into the faces of the Ivorian players. You've only got a handful of seconds to play with the wind into their faces. After that, they'll be playing with the wind at their backs in the second half of extra time. 1-1 it remains. Romani really feeding instructions here. Played in England for a while in his playing days. Manchester City and then Southampton for a bit. Largely in France and Spain. The referee says that is the end of the first half of extra time. They will effectively switch halves, will the players, although they generally try to take up a minute or two to collect a few instructions from the bench and certainly have a sip of water in what is almost stiflingly warm conditions in Egypt for this Africa Cup of Nations tournament. It remains. Kodja's goal cancelling out Fegouli's opening strike. 15 minutes of extra time remaining. Algeria have the larger fan base at the moment. It is Cote d'Ivoire who have a little more momentum and a few more aspects potentially that'll be on their side. Zaha and Kodja, the two linked up for the Ivorian equaliser, find themselves on the bench. It's substituted off. Stretch for Kessie. Algeria, meanwhile, are high-fiving all round the players, trying to inspire There's Yusuf Fatal with the protective gear and the arm in a sling. And on the right of your screen at the moment, the young right back looks to have injured his collarbone. Something to his shoulder in the opening half. Needs to be replaced by Mehdi Zefan. Ibrahimi hasn't seen any game time here. And who's recently become a free agent. Paris-born, France Youth International. There's some expectation that he'd be getting some more game time here. Some precious little action at the South African Cup of Nations overall. So second half of extra time is effectively upon us. Still a place at stake in the semi-finals. That's what's to play for between these two sides. Monsieur Cornet knows he'll be hoping to help his side to a victory. And how important will the goalkeepers prove to be if it should come that time? Penalty shootout. Figuli leading the side since Mahrez's substitution. Second half of extra time is underway. 15 minutes remaining. Nigeria 1, Cote d'Ivoire 1. Nas laying out wide. Play off Slimani at the moment. All into the near side. Perfectly for Binsbani to run onto, were it not for the wind held up significantly. Binsbani able to check his run, however. Cleared by the Ivorian defence, though. No concerns. Again, we see these teams scoring against one another. They are scoring goals against one another. It's never really been cagey affairs between the sides. They've tended to score some goals in clusters over the years. Cornet, Bagayoko, Boni. Didn't quite have that right, Wilfred Boni, and trying to win that ball back with his second touch, and that was problematic in itself. In the end, catches the boots of Binsbani. No caution, but a free kick resulting. So a few players will be looking to play for contracts in a sense here. Boni was released from his contract at Championship side Swansea City at the end of the season, in which he was sent out on loan to Al Arabi in Qatar. He is not entirely unfamiliar with the likes of Baghdad Bunja and Raif Boli. Algerian setup. He scored 5 goals in the 7 matches that he played in Qatar Stars League, but have a taste of action before returning to his side and then subsequently being released from his contract. So the likes of Boni and Brahimi as well, certainly play for new contracts and top-tier sides. Cornet, lovely run, cut back there, and a ball that's just wide. Clatters off the shin of Zefan and out of play. He left scrambling at his back post, but some wonderful footwork from Maxwell Cornet to break into that 18-yard area, trying the little cut back in for the onrushing Boni. So it's come off the inside of his right ankle. This looking Algerian bench, including the 2 reserve keepers, as Mboli drops it. No whistle, protecting the goalkeeper on this occasion. Mboli feeling that he's been hard done by here. Congolese father, Algerian mother. Algeria here look to hit on the counter-attack. Unas calling for the return ball, though, is Slimani, and Seredir rescues the situation. Completely unaware, Bilaili. Really unhappy with that last call. came out. Just dropped it. Didn't see there was any foul in that. Anyway, Benlarmi again with another artistic clearance to prevent Cote d'Ivoire from finding a potential shot. But Nigeria will be watching this and smiling further and further and longer. Not only do they have an additional recovery day to Nigeria, who the winner of this tie goes on to meet in the semi-finals. Indeed, extra time can prove punishing in what has been a very hot and humid day here in Suez. Gudiora. The winner of this tie will go in with a fewer rest and having played 120 minutes. Nigeria having claimed a 2-1 victory over South Africa inside 90 minutes in the second of the quarter-final ties. Sprainy. So looking to work the ball into the path of Gudiora, and Boni looking to help out defensively. Just gets his big body in the way. And we've seen bully defenders over the years. Meanwhile, fault on this occasion. So 10 minutes to go of open play before we go to the penalty mark to determine who advances and whose Africa Cup of Nations campaign ends. Boni. The free kick goes the way of Algeria, and Boni here is being warned by the referee. Just brushing the arm across the face of Benlarmi, and the referee saying, "I saw what you did." Boni played at Stoke, he played at Manchester City for a while. I think he really shot to the world's notice when he was playing in the Eredivisie in Vitesse Arnhem in I think it was the 2012-2013 season, if I recall. He scored over a goal a game. Just 31 goals in I think 30 appearances. Really shone to the world's attention, and suddenly you knew a Premier League move was likely to be on the cards. He's been off the boil a little and been sent out on loan to Qatar and subsequently released from his contract at Swansea City. He was called up again. He scored goals in warm-up matches. He scored against Comores. He scored in a win over Zambia as well in the warm-up match. He's yet to score in this tournament. So a little more cautious from both sides. Neither wants to concede a late goal in error. Dear. Benlarmi sweeping that wider corner away from the forward winger of his goalkeeper. Bilaili. Largely played in North Africa. Certainly made a home for himself at Esperance. He's played a couple of spells at Esperance. Up to the 2012 Champions League final. To the win last year, to the final this year. Well, that is still up in the air. Crowned champions, but it seems after the incidents saw Wydad Casablanca refused to return to the field of play. The VAR call that was set to be available was unavailable. It seems the second leg is going to be replayed after this tournament. Bilaili and Kumara will come up against one another again. Kumara of Wydad helping keep Algeria's strike force at bay, including that man, Slimani. Onlo Koulibaly, for a player that wasn't given an enormous amount of attention leading up to this tournament. I think he's really stuck his hand up as being one of the standout performers for Cote d'Ivoire this tournament, keeping French-based Souleymane Doumbia on the bench. better from Belaili. Chip through, and a great chance to see Victor. Wonderful save from Sylvain Bourg to deny Slimani. And the follow-up from Feghouli. Lovely save. And a deft chip over the top. Belaili looking to prove provider once again with his creative ability. But Sylvain Bourg showing his quality as a goalkeeper. And took over that #1 position from Copa Bari in seasons gone by, and indeed was until the final starting keeper for Côte d'Ivoire in the 2015 title run. Now with TP Mazembe, where he's won a host of continental titles. Mandi. Vidiora. Unas. The outside, and Unas. Sevilla at the moment are said to be the side that are most seeking his signature. They're in serious talks with his Serie A club, reportedly. Here's again, the man is proving to be an effective late substitute for Algeria. Cross in on the overlap and a header that is time and off target from Rami Bensebaini. Trouble in dealing with it before sending his captain Serelia on his way, who continues his run now. Will that ball stay in play? Manages to just keep it in play and then hits it a little too strong. Monday will get on the end of that. Mboli. It's far from being brilliant from Mboli, but it's been kept in play. It's a fun. He sets in the clearance and then the attempted breakaway thwarted by Wonlo Koulibaly again for Côte d'Ivoire. Guardiola and Wilfried Bony continue their tussle in midfield. Dropping deeper to Fetch and Guardiola to mark. Bony just getting it wrong here. Very difficult start to his career. Guardiola. He broke through in Belgium. No holding him back. Radel. Header is there and it's over. Cheikh Komara, a chance to claim a late winner here for Côte d'Ivoire. High floated ball, wind exaggerating that curl once again. Ooh, and that looked to be a corner kick that should have gone the way. Komara got a touch on it, but I think he's rushed that onto the head of Mandi and then over. I think he believes he's got the final touch on that. Should have gone out for the corner. That's not one of the decisions that can be referred, incidentally, for VAR. In fact, VAR will not be checking if goalkeepers move off their line either. Referees, assistant referees, need to see that with human eye. Cornet gets caught. Sabini guilty here on this occasion. Recognises it, apologises immediately, and looks to help his opponent to his feet. Knew he got that wrong, but also needs to be a little careful. He's still on a yellow card, trying to get back at the ball. He's only succeeded in standing on the toe of his opponent, Cornet. Tricky and quick winger. Represented France at every youth level from under 16 to under 21 did Cornet. So 1-1 it is. Only 2.5 minutes of time remain before penalties to separate these sides. Slimani calling for it at the back post. He really wanted it. Ball not coming his way. Now Traore. There's options. There's plenty of options. Decides to go the way of Cornet. 12 goals in his 36 appearances this past season for Lyon. Effective campaign. Trying to beef up their squad, Lyon, after a season in which Paris Saint-Germain and Lille were the two dominant sides in France in Liga, top tier in French football. A handful of players from both these sides campaign. Algerian fans trying to will their team to a goal here. They want something in open play. They don't want to see this go to a penalty shootout. Dear, round the outside. Cornet's gone central. Boni waits as well in the pocket. Kessi's come to help out and support, and very effective from Binsbaini. Slimani's back to help out in defence, and Gideora has got the ability to pick out teammates with long passes forward. Is seen fit to slide it into the path of Slimani. They are going to try to hit on the break here. Are Algeria. Unas round the outside, and that's enough to see the deflection at least into the path of Traore, who sends in a clearance, but again Wando Koulibaly has stepped up as required. And it seems in the closing minute Yassin Brahimi is going to be brought on very late for Algeria. Will they have time to make the substitution before the penalty shootout? Just trying to get his jersey on is Brahimi. Meanwhile Belaili searching for a way through, tries the back heel, Slimani didn't pick it, and Bagayoko's got a touch. Belaili's gone down. Snatched back by Ben Nasser. Is there something on here for Algeria? Unas round the outside. That's going to be a free kick to Algeria. Cheikh Komara on his knees. Well, Adam Unas is showing his quality again. Some wonderful running, inside, outside, around opponents. He's doing everything he can what quality he possesses and provides for his national team. He could potentially provide at club level. Oh, the Napoli man just touches the ball away, and Komara off his feet. The Wydad man cuts down his opponent. Into added time we go. Yeah, we're not going to see Brahimi make his way on. We're going to see Delors. So substitution time, and this might be the final play of the game, this free kick. So the change is going to come. Change of the captain's armband as well. Feghouli gets rid of it. And Andy Delors is coming on.
Substitution, the national team of Algeria.
A late call up to the squad. Haris Belkebla dropped from the squad in order to maintain discipline was the call. Komara was cautioned. Feghouli off. He'll not take part in the penalty shootout. Delors, the striker that he is, the Montpellier man, is on. So Gideora, who can strike them from this sort of range. It is directly into the wind, and a wind that is picked up considerably as this match has progressed. This will be the final play of the game. Can Algeria snatch it in open play in time? Will we need to go to kicks from the penalty mark to see who advances to meet Nigeria? Delors, French-born to an Algerian mom. He's only just signed permanently after being on loan from Toulouse last season to Montpellier. Just last week. In a contract to make it permanent. Continue in Montpellier. Former beach soccer player. Comes in, it steers the ball just wide of Wowo's goal. That'll be the final play. We will go to kicks from the penalty mark to decide who meets Nigeria in the semi-final, trying to curl it around the wall. Even though it was wide, Gwowo would have had that covered. Certainly got across. Had it been a little higher, might have proved problematic, but so close. And Bunja will again agonise. He's tormented himself ever since he miskicked the penalty that struck the crossbar and away. So after 120 minutes of game time, these sides couldn't be separated. Feghouli and Kodja goals see it end 1-1. To penalties we go. And discussions about where to go, what to do. Goalkeepers would have done their work. They'll be expected to step up and save as required. Try to keep their team tournament. Who will be having the responsibility? A look back at the second half highlights. Late highlights. Extra time accrued after the 1-1. Opportunities. Cornet with a lovely ball into a danger area. Striking to Simon away. Ball in over the top. Slimani then with a header forward, down and to his right to make a fine save. Both these sides carved out further chances, but and the Algerian defence standing firm. Bourli didn't have an enormous amount to do as the match progressed. And then the final play of the match, Delors wide from his free kick. Magnitude of responsibility on the shoulders of the goalkeepers, never to be underestimated, and certainly not at this stage of the competition. Who will be stepping up to take the penalty kicks? Discussions from all sorts of technical teams. The decisions on penalty kicks would have been taken long before we got to this stage of the match. Certainly, as much as they might not want to be conceding it, most of these teams will have been practicing penalty kicks throughout their final warm-up matches, and indeed throughout their training sessions in this tournament. Maybe not so much in the group stages, but certainly as the tournament progressed into the knockout stages, penalty kicks are something that have become almost a given for practicing. But we'll have another coin toss and see who can provide the difference. Seize the moment. Which goalkeeper will rise to the occasion? Soufiane Feghouli substituted off late. Delors on in his place. Three.
Goalkeeper, come.
Have a
We'll talk only.
word with the match officials and indeed with the opposing goalkeepers. Gathered in the huddle and offering up a quick prayer are the Ivorian players. Sylvain Bourreau. Some final words of motivation from his captain. The goalkeepers will be required shortly, but first the coin toss with the captains. Bourreau, the third player to captain Algeria on the night. Mahrez started, then Feghouli, now Bourreau.
Hey, for you.
So,
This one? Cup. For you, celebrate Africa. Celebrate Africa. It's for you.
Hey! On tire en premier ou en deuxième? On tire en premier.
do you want to go first or second, he says?
Shoot first. One chance. One chance, my friend. Come, my friend. I want to.
So, having conducted the coin toss now, the referee will have a chat to the players. Two goalkeepers concerned. Players will have their instructions. Ngadiora, he proved to be a man who can make a difference in the penalty shootout. Certainly knows how to strike a ball, as Ngadiora. but it is the responsibility of the goalkeepers now. Who will prove the hero? Secretly, goalkeepers love penalty shootouts. It's their opportunity to shine. So the assistant referee on the far side throughout this match, Olivier Cabanes-Safari, just having a word with Sylvain Bowo and Mboli in the Algerian goal. And a quick word of bon chance. Good luck, gentlemen, to the goalkeepers. So it will be Algeria to go first from the penalty mark. Man stepping up, Rami bin Souaini, 24-year-old. Asks for the ball in what has come down to a penalty shootout. Kicks from the penalty mark. Baghdad Bounedjah, who hit the bar with his penalty during regulation time after he was fouled in the 18-yard area. But a man who was successful in the Coupe de France final against Paris Saint-Germain. Bin Souaini just manages to tuck this in. Boa got a hand on it. That creeping in from Bin Souaini, far from convincing, but he helped his club side win to victory in the Coupe de France final this past campaign. Victory over PSG. He is successful with the first kick, and Algeria lead in this penalty shootout. First kick successful. A moment's relief experienced by the Algerian fans. 120 minutes saw Aston Villa's Jonathan Kodja fire home an equaliser after Soufiane Feghouli had managed to give Algeria the lead inside the opening half. The Galatasaray man now to penalties and to level matters one apiece. The 22-year-old from AC Milan, who manages to slot the ball comfortably into the back of the net from Kessie. Steers it comfortably home, and it's 1-1 in the penalty shootout. Man who made his international debut as a 17-year-old after successfully representing Côte d'Ivoire at the 2013 Under-17 World Cup in the UAE. Now a 22-year-old and a chance to see his side into the semi-finals where Nigeria await. Next up for Algeria, Islam Slimani, Leicester City man, out on loan this past season to keep Algeria in front in the penalty shootout, and he goes good. Very confident from the penalty mark he is. And Islam Slimani steps up, and he scored that brilliant goal for Sporting in his last match in the Primera Liga. It's a 2-1 win over Porto, the arch-rivals, before heading off to England. Such fond memories of some of his goal-scoring exploits over the years, and very comfortable from the penalty mark. He has an edge of confidence that some of his teammates perhaps do not. Now here's a little bit of a test. Maxwell Cornet, French-based, so confident from open play, stepping up to the penalty mark. Already a goal in this tournament, scored against Namibia in a 4-1 drubbing in the group stages. The left footer of Lyon strokes it with the outside of the boot, and it's level at 2-2. Côte d'Ivoire and Algeria at the Suez Stadium in this penalty shootout. No concerns for Maxwell Cornet, sending Mboli the wrong way. 2-2. The Ivorian bench celebrating every positive moment. Saint-Jean leading that bench. The injured captain, the West Ham man. And now a man who was brought on in added time, second half of extra time, Andy Delors, who had one touch in the game, a free kick that he narrowly missed. Oh, fires that confidently home, the new Montpellier siding. thumped that into the back of the net, and Delors showing no signs of any nerves. His heart might have been pounding in the closing minutes of this tie as he came on late. So often the players substituted late on, go on to missing the penalty shootout, but look at the reaction from his Empoli team, from his teammate, the Empoli man, Ben Nasser. Wilfried Bony. Such experience. Vast experience. It is 5th Africa Cup of Nations, the 2015 winner is denied! And Bony goes the right way and denies Wilfried Bony, who's having a torrid time so far in this tournament. He's been unable to find a goal in open play. Bony going the right way, very comfortable height for the goalkeeper. And Bony denies Bony. Algeria lead 3-2, and Bunja beside himself. He is tormenting himself in a way that I have not seen players take a penalty miss quite so hard in some time. But the reaction from Algeria, they will celebrate long and hard with their goalkeeper. Meanwhile, from the penalty mark to go too good, 4-2 they lead now in this penalty shootout. Very comfortable from Adam Unas. 3 goals in open play. All 3 of his international goals for Algeria have come in this tournament. 2 against Tanzania, 1 in the 3-0 victory over Guinea as he came off the bench. Former Bordeaux man sends it home, and Baghdad Bunja is celebrating. Yusuf Attal, tears in his eyes. He came off injured in the opening half. Can't help his side here. An exceptional first season at Nice for the young man. Just to keep Côte d'Ivoire in the penalty shootout. 2 down. And a man who has no lack of experience in firing home successful penalties goes very good. Utterly professional, always confident. Max Gradel, the Toulouse man, strikes at home confidently, but his side still trails. Perfectly placed, well beyond the reach of Mboli. Has already made the 1 save that he needed. Now Gradel, a man who is a genuine leader and among the leaders in this squad, steps up, gives Sylvain Bourbeau a goodwill message. Youssef Belaili. Member of Esperance's Champions League winning team in 2018. Did Bourbeau get a touch on that? Either way, Belaili's penalty has not tucked into the back of the Ivorian net. He simply struck it wide. Bourbeau might have gone the right way, but Belaili looking to get a little too greedy. He struck the woodwork in a way. And now it comes down to an all-important moment. Seredir stepping up. Algeria still in front by 4-3 in this penalty shootout. If this is saved, or if Deer misses, Côte d'Ivoire are out. Boli, goalkeeping hero in 2010 and 2014 FIFA World Cup for Algeria with his goalkeeping exploits. Up against Seredir, captain on the day. Into the woodwork, and Côte d'Ivoire are going home. Algeria advanced to the semi-finals for the 7th time in their history. After that golden generation who made it 5 semi-final appearances in 6 editions between 80 and 90. They have struggled to get into the Final 4. They did it in 2010, but they couldn't go beyond that. They are now into the semi-finals again, and they believe in North Africa that they can go all the way to the title. They remain undefeated. They've won 4 from 5, and they are victorious in a penalty shootout here. In a game that toed and froed with momentum that's seen this match go advantage Algeria, advantage Cote d'Ivoire, advantage Algeria, and momentum shifting back and forth in Suez. It's finally fallen the way of Algeria on penalties. They advance 4-3 and they will meet Nigeria at the Cairo International Stadium in just 3 days' time. A Sunday semi-final for Jamel Belmadi and his Algerian squad. Mboli with the critical penalty save that made the difference decisively as a player on either side missed, including captain on the day, Seredia, so usually reliable, missing, but his save of Boni separated these teams. And then Dia needing to convert this, perhaps trying to get a little too fancy. And Baghdad Bounedjah, who hit the penalty in open play onto the woodwork in a way, can feel that enormous relief that his side has advanced regardless of that penalty miss early in the second half. It's all come to an end for the Ivorians, out in the quarterfinals. It all came down to penalty kicks, and Algeria, not with a tremendous record in penalty shootouts, have managed to overcome Cote d'Ivoire. Max Gradel overcome. There are tears all round for the Ivorian players. Among the players who's been a champion before, Gradel, part of that 2015 squad, only